I don't think so either.
Preston. And accompanying the players this evening out onto the ground, we have the match ball from the very first
Well, 77 years on, Preston Lions and Caroline Springs George Cross are set to lock horns again. It's Friday night football at Genis Steele Stadium, and tonight it's a joint broadcast. My name is Josh Parrish, and I'm delighted to be joined by Alex Sivkarovsky. Alex, how are you?
Thank you, Josh. It's a real pleasure to be here. It's an honour and a privilege to be next to you and broadcasting to both sets of fantastic fans.
We've got the original game ball from 1947 out there on the pitch in a Perspex case, and now we're going to pause for a minute's silence to mark the passing of Lazo Giamu, one of the original foundation members of that 1947 team.
And we also mark the 3 years since the passing of one of our favourite sons, goalkeeper, much loved.
And it also marks 3 years since the passing of Preston's beloved goalkeeper coach, Gotze Gruevski, gone but not forgotten. Minute silence, impeccably observed here at BT Connor Reserve. Let's take you through the starting lineups. Preston make just one change from the side who defeated North Geelong Warriors 4-2 last week, with Jacob Kresnar dropping out of the 11. In comes Adrian Valenti at left back. Bon Scott continues between the sticks. Valenti joining Dom Foligno, Aaron Anderson and Dean Larson in a back four. It's Marcus Schroen and Luke Jego holding down the midfield, with Wesley Jubello and Connor Bell on the flanks. And the Twin Towers up front, the two big men, Will Bainham and Matthew Whelan, who both got on the score sheet last week. Will Bainham with a double. They lead the line. Matthew Symes, Andrea Roxandich and Brandon Lawton continue on the bench, with Benji Levitikos, Luca Resti and Delano Ferro coming in as options available to coach Louis Itzevsky, who is celebrating the 7-year anniversary of taking charge here at Preston Lions. And for Caroline Springs George Cross, 2 enforced changes from the side who defeated Northcote City 1-0 last week. Josh Calabria was given his marching orders in the 65th minute. Nick Sette after the final whistle. In come Jack Wardle and Liam O'Connell alongside Aidan Cyan, Jordan Tucker, Ko Sawada, Morgan Filer, Nick Georgopoulos, Russell Curry, Lockie Roos, the former Preston player, of course, Ugandi, Otman Benhadu, and on the bench, Ross Vasiliadis, Trevor Semikula, Core Deng, Aidan Brown, and Matthew Sesto retain their places with Anthony Trajkowski coming in on the pine. Alex, want to give us a bit of a recap of Caroline Springs' season to date? How have you seen it?
Well, it's been a very interesting season for them, obviously coming up from the old VPL 3 into now what is classified as VPL 1. So for them, it's been adjusting to the league. They have had to make some changes up to top 3, which haven't really clicked as yet. Russell Curry has scored 5 goals, so they really just need to buckle down. It's a very, very good side. They've got a side against Preston who are well drilled, playing well at the moment, and it's going to be a tough one. But they're going to have to show what they're made of if they want to stick around in this league.
Just about to get underway here. George Cross in their white away kit, Preston sporting black and red stripes in honour of the 1994 championship team. It's the 30th anniversary of their title victory. And this third kit is very much modelled after the kit that Peter Ollerton's side wore proudly 30 years ago. And on the Preston side, today's matchday sponsor is Ozone Shield Protection, bringing you today's broadcast. But of course, we're live not only on Preston's Facebook and YouTube, but also the Caroline Springs George Cross Facebook page as well. Underway here with Preston heading into touch. Fair to say, Alex, two sides who've struggled for a bit of consistency so far this season, but with the results last week, both sides look to have turned a corner.
Absolutely, Josh, 100% agree with you. And very similar season for Georges from last year, exactly the same way, off to a poor start and then got a couple of wins. So they went on that run of 16 wins in a row, and Eric Vasiliadis, we're hoping that continues from this game onwards, but it's going to be a tough game.
This is Adrian Valenti making the interception, looking to prove himself on return to the starting lineup. Has turned the ball over here as George Cross are on the attack. Marcus Schroen seeing the ball out of play, but it took a touch off the Preston captain. It's a Georgie's corner.
It's going to be really interesting how Georges handle Connor Bell, been really in form over the last couple of weeks, scored some ripper goals, and he'll be looking to obviously continue that, and the defenders are going to have to be up for it. There's a corner now for Georges. Curry will be the target, scoring last week against Northcote. Chance now. Played it in short. Ruse into the box, headed away. Still a chance for Georges here. Concede a bit of ground, but O'Connell's got some space, which is it to the right-hand side as Gandhi goes short again. Good start here by George Cross out wide to the right-hand side. From the home fans, a deep cross comes in, and it's not going to trouble Bon Scott from there.
Caroline Springs with the first attack of the game, but comes to nothing. Bon Scott continuing between the posts. He was brought in to start against Dandenong City in the Doherty Cup, but he's continued there in the league, with Matthew Symes riding the pine. Bit of a luxury to have two goalkeepers of that quality to choose from for Louis Otsevsky. Played short to Luke Jego. Needs to get his skates on to release that ball to Dom Foligno. Gibello combining with Foligno here. The Martinique international is on his bike now. He drives it in low, but it's picked off by the George Cross defence. And they look to spring a breakthrough. Ugandi.
Gandhi now lops one over the top to Curry, but Preston have him covered.
Ugandi with bags of pace and ability after making his breakthrough into the Northcote City first team a couple of years ago. He's quite the off-season acquisition.
As Ruse sends it forward. Preston able to deal with it again. Hot ball at the moment as no one seems to want to control it. Swing and a miss that time from Filer. As Curry gets on the end of it. Looking to beat two, squares it, but no one's home there at the back, and Preston are able to clear. Josh, you mentioned that Preston have changed their tactics a little bit and formation. Do you see that being one of the benefits from tonight?
Well, they've gone 2 up top against North Geelong, and it's continued today. Obviously, there are pros and cons. Definitely sacrificing something in midfield and maybe defensively, but you can see Will Bainham is just dropping off into a bit of a number 10 role when they lose the ball, so almost pulling double duty.
Giroux is playing against his former squad. I'm sure he wants to get one over them as it was a poor ball.
This is Jabello. Crowded out pretty quickly, and numbers descended upon him in a hurry as Georgie's turned the other way. Anderson. Ooh. Russell Curry lurking. And Aaron Anderson got a touch fortunate there to win the goal kick. Russell Curry, 5 goals to his name already this season. Former GV Suns man who made such an impression on their unlikely run from NPL 3 to the Australia Cup national stages.
It's Benadou. That's going to be an interesting battle. What did Benadou there to have to utilise his pace and ensure that he gets behind the players. And Giroux, we've seen his long throws are starting to really connect with his targets. So how will Preston deal with this one here? As I chat to the fans on the side, maybe just reminding him of where he used to play. As Ruse goes right into the box. It's flicked on, brought down. Chance here. Oh, not the cleanest, but it'll be another corner.
Yeah, it was Matthew Whelan, the striker, throwing himself in front of that shot from Nick Georgopoulos.
Lockie Ruse now to whip one as Curry surrounds Scott.
Well, Preston fans won't need reminding of his dead ball ability, Lockie Roos.
And referee there, Maximilian Horton, just having a chat to the boys and saying, let's settle down. No need for pushing and shoving as yet. As Ruse whips it in, it's a low one near post. Cleared by Jabello. O'Connell now. Lost it forward.
And this is Connor Bell. Holding it up and releasing Valenti. Preston just still finding their feet in this game. A little disjointed so far, but to be in more rhythm now as Anderson finds Jabello. Felino. Spots Valenti on the far side, but it's going to be picked off here.
It's Gandhi in the middle. Ruse had to get there first. Sawana giving it away cheaply that time.
Here comes Jabello. Forced backwards. He wanted to start the break, but the numbers just weren't quite there ahead of him. And here comes Valenti. Stopping, propping, looking for an angle forward. Georgie's right now very disciplined. The way they're holding their shape, very compact. That's a decent switch, but the flag is up against Adrian Valenti. Preston bench not impressed with the decision.
Yeah, they're just playing with the main target of Curry at the moment, which means a lot of players behind the ball. Gandhi and Benadou on the wings here. Georgians need to utilise those flanks quite well and whip one in, but Russell Curry, you can see he's got two already around him, and Aaron Anderson just hovering around as the ball gets sent forward, and easy header for Preston there.
It's going to be Larson's free header. Whelan brings it down. Two defenders for company. And quick feet from Matty Whelan and draws the foul off Nick Georgopoulos. Schroen. Quick restart of play for Anderson. Looking for Gibello. Luke Jago. Bit of a disconnect between the back and the front half of Preston's team at the moment. Anderson, good switch out to Gibello. Now they work it to Luke Jago. Dean Larson feeding one through into Marcus Schroen. It was almost intercepted there. Now Valenti looking for Connor Bell, who bursts into space. The early ball was on for Will Bainham, but it just lacked a little mustard from the left boot of Connor Bell. Now for Lino. Gibello. Just keeping on prompting and probing and moving Georgies from side to side. Larson's pass just offline for Connor Bell's feet, and still Caroline Springs can't quite get out of their own half. Jago. Preston having to be very patient in possession here. Raking ball from Anderson. Gibello is onside. Can he keep it in play? Just about. Wesley Gibello. Jinking past O'Connell. Decent ball into the box, but no one attacking it. It was great footwork from the Frenchman.
As now Benadou comes away with a chance here for Georgies to push on forward. They need a bit of assistance. Benadou whips a ball into the box, but again, it's to the opposition as Ruse battling hard that time with Bainham.
Now Schroen putting one into space for Valenti. It's going to ask a lot of the left back.
Oh, that was close there. Gandhi tucking out. Good ball in, but Schroen's just there, and wasted opportunity by Georgies.
They had the numbers there and the space to break, but just didn't quite have the execution.
Wardle having to play a centre-back pairing as Josephato Peters is out, as O'Connell looks for the line, but Benadou was running in and it's given away cheaply.
It's a short goal kick with Caroline Springs pressing very high. Larson. Valenti up the line. Into Whelan. And he was looking to release Connor Bell. Almost cut Georgies open there with one pass.
Yeah, quick movements there from Preston. Almost pulling that one off, and Cyan now had to come out. There's Wardle. So Georgie's just finding it difficult at the moment to get out of the defensive half. Set up from Luatsevsky's side is well drilled as O'Connell. Go back to Cyan. Filer. I'll look for his long balls up to his forwards as Wardle now got a bit of space on the left-hand side. Lofts one over the top to Benadou. But getting in the way is Ferrano, and a chance for Georgies.
Well, no real chances of note so far. Both sides still feeling each other out.
Yeah, it seems to be like that, Josh. I reckon the first 20 minutes will have a safe game plan. No one willing to pull any risk, but then obviously Preston are looking for those quick through balls for Connor Bell as that one sent forward.
It's going to be Gibello onto the loose ball. Three defenders converging on him. He sidesteps all of them and nearly gives it away to Lockie Roos. Foligno charged down.
Back to Wardle. Sawada playing a different role this evening, allowing Georgopoulos to move forward as they switch it out again to that left-hand side. As Foligno again. Been an interesting battle between him and Benadou.
Has Benadou been playing that far forward all season?
He has been. He was a left back last season and then moved to the left wing and then really cemented his spot from there. And Eric Vassiliadis has been happy as Lockie Roos now. Bit of space in front of him. Will fancy himself. He shoots. Ooh, I don't know how much that troubled Bon Scott, but at least we have one shot.
First shot on target for the game, I think. Lockie Bruce never passes up an opportunity to shoot from range. Scored plenty of eye-catching goals here at BT Connor. As Gibello sends one in early. We'll have a second chance here. Wesley Gibello jinking his way to the byline. It stood up for Marcus Schroen, and then Connor Bell at the back stick. Well, he's made those volleys and half volleys a bit of a trademark in recent weeks, but he got that one all wrong.
And Gibello's really doing a number on O'Connell. He cannot contain him. He's just too quick on his feet. As he mentioned before, he's sidestepped him a couple times, and O'Connell has to be on his game today.
I think Liam O'Connell might be having flashbacks of the last time he played here for Geelong. Preston scored at least 4 or 5 that day, I believe. Now Preston, in a strange twist, playing very similar colours to Geelong.
Maybe it's an omen. As that one goes through everyone. And that'll be a Georgie's ball.
Of course, if you missed our intro, these Preston kits, a special third kit inspired by the 1994 championship winning team. It's the 30th anniversary of their title victory, and a great number of those players and coaches are in attendance tonight. Special pre-game function. We've got Peter Ollerton here, the Australian football legend who's had such success as a player and as a coach at Preston.
Well, what a team that was. I mean, you got Phil Trianides, Nick Kukulevsky, Sas Pechanovsky. I'm sure Lou hopes that they could have a few of them on the field tonight as Filer goes short to Wardle.
Sash Pechanovsky, still the record scorer in Victorian football.
Absolutely brilliant player. As Benadou now gets a lucky break, whips in a ball, but the grace of clearance. Gibello almost winning that one as Preston now have to turn their attention to defence as Roos and Tucker linking up as darting ball to Georgopoulos. Good turn here from Georgopoulos. Fancied himself, but just got underneath and sprayed it well wide.
Oh, Nick Georgopoulos. That's Nick Georgopoulos Jr. And I'm sure Preston fans of a certain vintage will remember Nick Georgopoulos Sr. strutting his stuff right here at BT Connor. Yes, same family. Come through at Pascoe Vale, won Young Player of the Year, Rising Star Award when Pascoe Vale were in the top flight. Spent some time at Green Gully as well.
Good work there from Benadou now, streaming forward. Whips in a cross into the box. Georgopoulos swing and a miss, and it's gone well wide. And Preston just looked a bit shaky there. The press from the Georgies.
Georgopoulos is causing a few problems with his movement off the ball. Connor Bell combining with Bainham, and then Jago lost it. This pitch recently resurfaced, of course. Preston spent a few weeks on the road as a result.
Roos. Through ball to Georgopoulos now. Lovely ball down the line to Curry. Needs to hold it up. Good work by Curry. Gets around Anderson now. Gets it into the edge of the box. Oh, cuts in nicely. Cross comes in. Just a tad too high there for Benadou. But that was a lot better there from Russell Curry.
You can see how dangerous he is when he gets isolated 1v1 in those sorts of situations, especially in transition. That's really all GV Suns had to do with him and the team, is whenever they won the ball, just knock it to him in a channel and he can bully a centre-back. Doesn't matter who Who's marking him? The big Scotsman. Gibello with O'Connell on his back. Back to Foligno, and then pretty hot pass for Luke Jego to handle, but he controls it well. Gibello, Bainham. Great first touch and laid off to Matt Whelan. Off the outside of the boot and into space for Connor Bell. And Bell loves these 1v1 situations. He comes in field, jinking this way and that. It's well defended in the end from Jordan Tucker, and Preston have their first corner of the night.
Good work there by Geordie Tucker. It got back. Had to be careful though, couldn't give away a foul as Connor Bell was twisting and turning. And now Preston have a chance at a corner.
It's going to be Luke Jego to take. A couple of obvious aerial targets. Will Bainham, Whelan, Anderson up from the back. Dean Larson's back on the halfway line, even though he did score a header against Eastern Lions a few weeks ago. Anderson's the target. It's just too high for him. Might drop for Dom Foligno, who's going to recycle possession. Out wide to Gibello. Back with Valenti now. Jego's free on the left if they can find him. Intelligent defending by Curry, just cutting off the passing angle there.
Yeah, he had Geordie Tucker out of position. I think that was just smart there from Russell Curry.
Here comes Foligno. Bainham wants it to feet. Instead it's wide to Gibello. Now Bainham getting involved. Little layoff for Wesley Gibello, and I think that was a shot, you know. He thought he was upended by O'Connell on the follow-through, but no dice from the referee.
Gibello just causing real havoc here on the right-hand side for Georgies. They have to be really careful when they go forward in possession. They can't allow him to be on his own, as Sayan to bring it back into play. Sends everyone camera side. Schroen winning a header there.
Georgie's appealing for a little shove in the back. Play goes on. Schroen picking out Matt Whelan, who's offside, and this one won't count.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there. It was a beautiful ball through, but George's defence was just had that high line and timed it well, but that's how much it just takes, that little through ball. And they almost caught out that time, the linesman on his toes.
Does look from the replay, at least from our angle, like Matt Whelan went a little too early.
Sayan brings it in. Curry to target. Georgopoulos. Ward will miss that one. Filer now. Sawada. Ruse. Georgopoulos flicks one over the top there. Chance for Gandhi, but he was offside. So both teams just haven't been able to beat the offside trap as yet. As Preston now build it out from the back.
What can Aaron Anderson do with this one? It's wide to Gibello. It's just been a little safe and a little sedate from both teams with their passing. We've had chances and good moves, but pace of the game has been just a little lacking. Gibello trying to up the pace now. The nice dribble, but wrong foot's Will Bainham. Quite clicking between those two so far.
Again, Gibello, just as soon as he cuts into the middle, he's looking for that through ball to Bainham, and Georgie's just can't contain him as another ball over the top, and Curry, but Scott will get there first.
Russell Curry always looming in those situations. Anderson drawing in Benadou before he slips the pass to Foligno. Will Bainham making a run off the shoulder. Instead, Foligno dribbles past his defender. Or Anderson, I should say. Gibello. Jego. Larson. Early ball looking for Connor Bell. And Cyan is well off his line and outside his box here. A slight nervy moment as one of the Georgies defenders is forced to set the screen and shepherd the ball back to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, Geordie Tucker there had to take on for the team, but Hayden Sani definitely hard in the mouth stuff, and I'm sure Eric Vasiliadis will have a chat to him. Just keep it clean and just do the simple things. Can get mixed up easily there, and Connor Bell through the goal. You know how dangerous he can be. Going to be a drop ball here.
Does he have to stop the game for a potential head injury, maybe, you thought, for Tucker?
Maybe. So now sends it forward, just slicing that one off the foot. Headed back by Bell. Georges again now, and looks like a foul given away by Preston.
It was on Russell Curry, just after the ball had gone in the line. The assistant referee on the far side has flagged for it.
This is where Lockie Roos now, we know how good he is at crossing it in. Curry's gone forward. Benadou at the back here. Preston holding their line. Away fans trying to get him across the line here. As Roos whips it in, it's a high ball into the box. Scott punches it away. Brought down Curry, no chance, but that's gone wide by Georgopoulos. Oh, that was close there. Shouts for penalties there, Josh, but the referee having none of it.
I can't say I saw the foul there on Curry, to be honest. More concerned Preston were about Aaron Anderson, who was flattened by his own goalkeeper. Let's have another look at that. The ball came in, just got flying, and then Russell Curry thought he was felled by Schroen. It was at least half-hearted appeals. Another healthy crowd in tonight at Jenna Steele Stadium. Bainham getting a toe to it. Connor Bell was trying to find Whelan. This is a back pass that Cyan can't pick up. He'll put his foot through it.
Lockie Roos just doing the smart thing there as his defenders were way out of position. Filer now. Playing very deep. Roos, almost a sweeper type roll, and then moves to the middle as Cyan again, just really not doing the simple things at the moment as players are slipping all over the field here. Headed away, and Gandhi can't keep it in.
I did notice when I was trekking across the pitch before kickoff, just in that far left corner, there's a bit of longer grass or clippings left there. O'Connell's under a bit of pressure here and has to dig it out. Schroen putting his head on the ball. Valenti and Ugandi's won it for Georgies. They can spring here.
Trying to play it into Georgopoulos now as Roos goes back to Filer. George is now holding on to the ball a little bit as Wardle sends it forward to Benadou, but Jabella gets it back.
You can see the Preston backline just recycling the ball left to right, trying to draw Georgie's attacker into press so they can find someone in midfield. That was almost the perfect release from Aaron Anderson. Adrian Valenti just wasn't quite on his bike quickly enough.
You could see Will Bainham just moved to the middle of the park there, waiting for it, but not receiving. And that's that's been a missing link for Preston there, that middle, as you mentioned before, Josh. And Georgies are holding on now, but they've really got to attack a bit more, I feel, and not be just sitting back and relaxing.
Will Bainham does well to win that loose ball. And Gibello lets it run. Looks for the return from Foligno. Gibello in first time. It's not the most convincing of clearances from Wardle, but ends up at the feet of Georgie's attacker here. It's Sawada on the break.
Good run here now. Tries to put Curry forward. Anderson getting in the way.
Jago into Schroen. Schroen off Larson. Finding Valenti. Valenti looking down the line, and this is going to be offside again against Connor Bell. Well, it's been a frustrating sort of half for Preston. I think Georgies will be the happier of the team so far, given they're playing away from home.
And especially their form so far this season hasn't really kicked off as much as they've wanted to, as Filer sends it forward. Curry overran, and Gandhi just took a heavy touch to Jago.
Can Preston go quickly here? Whelan. Back to Jago. They make headway before Georgie set up defensively. No. Again, Preston happy to dominate possession and gradually probe for a breakthrough here. I reckon they've had 60-70% of the ball tonight. That's a good pass through the lines to find Bainham. Gibello would have been off. Jago. Back to the feet of Wesley Gibello, who's onside now and going at O'Connell again. Wins the corner.
Good work there from O'Connell. He doesn't give him a lot of space, but can't be too close to him, as Gibello has really made his life difficult and ensured that he didn't beat him. And I mean, he conceded the corner, but at least he didn't concede a goal. So got to turn their attention to defence now.
It's Adrian Valenti to deliver in-swinger off the left foot. Aiming for the back stick. Cyan's up and didn't claim. And it's hooked over the crossbar. In fact, onto the crossbar. Inches away for Preston. Ball back into the area. Bell up against Curry. And the whistle goes against Connor Bell.
Well, heart in the mouth stuff there. Aiden Cyan again, just not confident in the air. Preston probably feel hard done by. That was in the back of the net. And Connor Bell giving away a foul.
I think it was actually saved on the line, you know. There was inches in it, but I think Georgie's defender has got back and stopped that from trickling over the goal line. Will Bainham didn't think it was on target. He was already appealing for maybe a handball or another corner. Incredible.
Georgies now get a throw. Benadou looks to quickly take it in the middle. Georgopoulos looking to turn, 2 to beat. Sawada plays it into the middle of the park. Ruse looking for that through ball, but lost one into the box. Benadou was the target, but getting in the way. Gibello, 2 to beat. Preston clear. Schroen now. Bell made a run.
And here comes Connor Bell for Preston. And they've got numbers now. Preston in transition. Bell cutting in field. Connor Bell sees his shot blocked. Second chance for Jago. But it's picked off by Lockie Roos. And a big opportunity goes begging for Preston.
Curry now. Game starting to live up. Ooh, swing and a miss there. Oh, Russell Curry just being absolutely clobbered by the Preston centre backs. And a big moment for Preston that time. Georgie's defence, both were sliding there.
Tell you what, it's a goal line save from Ottman Benadou. Upon examination of the slow-mo, I believe it's Benadou who's cleared it off the line. It was actually a superb defensive header. Otherwise, that's 1-0 Preston.
Cross comes in. It's Georgopoulos there. It'll go for a goal kick.
I think it's offside, actually, against Georgopoulos. Saw the referee's arm go up. He didn't actually touch the ball, but he was deemed to be involved in play. Well, this game's starting to really get stretched and seeing more and more attacking opportunities for both sides. Whelan headed down for Schroen. Valenti. Anderson. Big switch for Whelan. Again, Preston go back to their centre halves. Larson. Striding forward with the ball, finding Connor Bell. Just had it nicked off his toes by Georgopoulos.
Ruse to Benadou. Just couldn't get a clear position as O'Connell to Wardle. Got to be careful here.
Oh, Marcus Schroen applying the pressure. Gibello gets it back from Jego. Preston really sees the initiative there quickly enough that maybe they can build something. Foligno. Back to Anderson with the Georgies defence very compressed and sunk onto the edge of their own box. It's Anderson for Foligno. Jego's drifted wide. Gets help from Schroen, who has time. On to Larson. It's almost an attack first defence drill at the moment as so many Georgies players behind the ball. And eventually Tucker comes across with the covering slide challenge.
Yeah, one moment there, Georgies had everyone behind the ball there, so Preston just couldn't break him down.
They were in more advanced field position than we've seen. Usually Georgies have been setting up this mid-block that Preston can't play through, and suddenly it's sunk to the edge of their own box, and that will be cause for some concern for Eric Vasiliadis.
Tucker now to bring it in. Get it back again, but not sure what happened there, but they've given it away cheaply.
Yeah, puzzling turnover, and Valenti restarts quickly with Will Bainham. Bainham twisting onto his right boot. Lays it off for Valenti to cross. Deep one for Gibello, and it's headed behind for a goal kick.
And to bring it back into play here. Goes in the middle of the park. Lockie Ruse, free ball to bring it down. Got two around him, needed a bit of assistance as foul given away.
Schroen looking for the quick restart and complaining that Russell Curry had run in front of him. And Max Hanlon is going to give Marcus Schroen a talking to and Russell Curry a warning. Anderson for Larson. Larson Knocks it into space. Filer will see this behind for a goal kick. Again, George Cross pretty happy to rest on their laurels and absorb pressure, wait for their moment to strike.
Need to be careful though with that tactic, is a lapse in concentration, and before you know it could be a goal down. So the last remainder time here, they really need to attack a little bit and put the pressure back on Preston, as Gandhi now can stream forward here. It's a good run here. Gandhi gets it into the box. Preston have the numbers. Looks to cut back in. High cross there, but Scott deals with that one too easily.
Gee, for a moment, Georgies looked like they were in on goal.
Wardle's got to be careful here. Goes back to Cyan. Oh, Cyan there. Clumsy there. Has he given away a penalty? Referee says no. Home fans want it as O'Connell sends it upfield, but that was too wide. Oh.
Controversial moment here. Max Hanlon had the whistle in the mouth for a moment. And he's going to have a word with Marcus Schroen, and maybe Preston captain is probably going to stay out of the book here, but Matthew Whelan having words with the assistant.
Well, Aiden Cyan, he's done that a couple of times, and we said he just needs to do the simple thing. That was a poor back pass.
Gee, very, very lucky. Aiden Cyan, regardless of your opinion on the whether it was a foul or a fair challenge, he's very lucky for that poor touch not to have been punished.
Gandhi, again, not a proper clearance. Preston now go forward, the cross into the box. Cyan this time make sure he grabbed it, to the jeers of the home fans. He goes short to Filer. Ruse releases Tucker. Tucker now making a run forward here. Poor ball there from Tucker as Schroen is able to clean up. And Jego now switches it in the middle of the park.
Here's Will Bainham, who's caught by a late challenge from Kosawada. Quick restart from Anderson. Now Connor Bell can't quite get there.
Oh, Gandhi just had a bit too much on it.
Bit too much to do there with trying to knock it around to Valenti and pick up his own pass. And then Matt Whelan, total miscommunication with Luke Jego. Thought he was dummying that pass, I think. Well, upon examination of the replay, you can see that Aiden Cyan does get a toe to the ball. It's whether he collects Matt Whelan on the way through, which is difficult to tell from our angle.
Well, if you're George, you're saying you would have been happy, but Preston will be seething at that one. As again, poor long passes. Ruse tries to shield, and Jego gives away a free kick. A couple of clumsy challenges there from either side.
Well, the temperature of this game is just raised by a few degrees after all we've seen in the past couple of minutes.
Filer got a bit of space in front of him now. Plays it into Gandhi. Gandhi looks to cut in. Ruse flicks it over the top. Curry's onside, but the touch not as clean as he wanted.
Valenti looking for good distance down the line. Whelan, acrobatic, but to no one in particular. Now he charges forward to press.
Wardle to Filer. Plays it in to Tucker. Georgiopoulos in the middle. Filer now just creeping past the halfway line. Goes in the middle to Ruth. Georgie's just happy to hold on to possession here as Wardle in front of us. Got a bit of space. It's a direct ball to Curry.
Well dealt with by Dean Larson, tracked it well in the air. Always a nervy moment when you see Russell Curry shaping up under a long ball. Such a pacey and physical and rangy striker. Brought down beautifully. Great cushion touch from Will Bainham. And then Whelan puts it into space for Wesley Gibello. Gibello up against O'Connell. Takes a touch off the left back and behind for another Preston corner.
Yeah, O'Connell just lost sight of him there. Put him in a bit of a spin. Gibello's won that battle in the first half. And Preston now have another corner. Almost putting a goal last time they had a corner. So Georgians have to be on their toes. Cyan has to be confident and clear.
Valenti across again from left back. I don't envy the shuttle runs he has to make back to his natural position once he takes these corners, but he pick his spot. Doesn't beat the first man this time. It's Russell Curry at the front post who clears. Only as far as Dean Larson though, and now Luke Jego lofts it high into the area. Bainham down on the chest. Finding Wes Gibello. And it's not a good clearing header, and Bainham strikes off Cyan. It's thrown from the angle, it's blocked and behind. Nervy goalkeeping again from Aidan Cyan.
I'm not sure what was worse, the goalkeeping or the defensive clearance there. Georgie's just in a scramble. Allows Preston. Almost got in there. They were lining up. And that's something Eric Vasiliadis has to have a chat to his boys. Keeper needs to be confident. Defenders need to clear. And Preston just sniffing at another chance here. They'll fancy themselves now.
Gee, that defensive header went at right angles from where he was intending. Absolute chaos in the penalty area as Max Hanlon has some sorting out to do in the 6-yard box. Dean Larson and Aidan Cyan given the talking to, and now we'll have a fourth corner for Preston as Jego goes front post. It's flicked on by Bainham into Cyan, and then Schroen fouls the goalkeeper after he's claimed possession.
Wasn't much in that one. But again, Georgie just finding dealing with the corners at the moment really difficult. Obviously not having Addo Peters in the centre back is probably the same height as Russell Curry. And so far they've managed to deal with it, but time will tell.
Well, time has run out in this first half at least. Scoreless at the break. Tempers beginning to fray. It was Preston who had the game's best chance, and it was cleared off the line. A brave defensive header. We believe it was Otman Benadou getting back to deny Will Bainham a goal that he wouldn't even have seen because he was too busy appealing to the referee for a handball in front of him. But still, Preston with the majority of possession. Georgie's defending stoutly. And a couple of openings on the counter-attack themselves. Alex, what have you made of the first half?
Yeah, I agree with you there, Josh. Really defensively, really shaky in the back line. Aidan Cyan, a couple of clangers. I mean, he almost gave away a penalty. As you mentioned, just got a toe to it, but no real threat up forward. I mean, they've had only one shot on goal, and that was Lockie Roos. Other than that, Bon Scott hasn't had a lot to do with, but they're sitting very deep at the moment. I think Eric Vasiliadis will have a chat to him, just saying, boys, we need to attack. Don't be afraid. It's a big field here. They just got to have to use their wing players a lot better.
Well, plenty to discuss for both sides. This is the 77th anniversary. We're calling it an original derby. Such is the history between these two teams. Great occasion here at Genesis Steel Stadium. We'll take a break here on the live stream. A halftime score, Preston Lions 0, Caroline Springs George Cross 0. Welcome back to Melbourne's northern suburbs, BT Connor Reserve in Reservoir. Jenna Steele Stadium is the venue. Score at half-time. Preston Lions nil, Caroline Springs, George Cross nil. Josh Parrish here alongside Alex Sivkarovsky on the mic. In this joint broadcast this evening. As Preston is straight on the attack, and Marcus Schroen lining one up. And it's well fielded by the goalkeeper, Aidan Cyan.
Yeah, Preston coming out of the blocks early, putting the pressure on as Filer goes forward. Cut off by Schroen.
So this Larson into Bell, around the corner for Bainham. Lovely spin to set himself, and he finds Wesley Gibello with a raking pass. Gibello across the box. And it's turned behind for a Preston corner. And whatever Louis Etsevsky said at half-time, still ringing in the ears of these Preston players. They have upped the ante big time inside the opening minute.
Yeah, 2 chances within the opening minute here, and George is really slow out of the blocks. They need to be careful. It's a corner. They struggled in the first half with these corners. Now they've really got to make sure they're confident and clear.
It's going to be Valenti again to take. It's Bainham attacking it, and it's headed over the crossbar and well wide. And Will Bainham knows that was a good chance.
Sane again caught out there. Missed it by a good mile.
Yeah, Will Bainham knows if he could just get his head over that. It was a virtually empty net he was heading into. Just got underneath it, maybe mistimed the jump, or was it touch high for him?
Sawada headers it on to Curry. Tries to put Gandhi, but deflection. Georgie's eased the pressure a little bit now. Get into their attacking half as Tucker goes short to Ruse. 2 to beat. Sawada. Back to Filer. Side pass nicely. Lost one forward, but too direct and straight to Anderson.
It's back to Scott to clear. Plenty of air underneath that one and not enough distance.
Georgopoulos. High ball into the box. Benadu outnumbered. Ruse. Georgie's turn. Trying to get something going. A pass or a through ball. He goes and switches to the right-hand side as Tucker. Gandhi offered the run. Showed too much of the ball. Cuts back into the middle now. Cross into the box.
It was Aaron Anderson who got a foot to it. Peters out to nothing for George Cross. Now Foligno looking for Matty Whelan, but the big Irishman can't get the ball under his spell.
No pressure here from the Preston forwards here. Just happy to sit on that halfway line as Wardle eventually goes to the left-hand side. Benadu was caught out and they'll get a throw here, Georgies, right out of the player's race.
That was a really nicely weighted ball from Wardle. You mentioned that patch of thicker grass in that corner. He's read the conditions, read the lay of the land. Maybe he's been watching the Masters that started today.
Mikey Ruse now will go the long Rory Delap throw. Georgopoulos offers short, goes into the box. And Gibello might have just given away a foul.
I think it's high foot that Max Hanlon's called here, so it's going to be an indirect free kick. Gibello just showing the studs. So, of course, if this one goes all the way in, it won't count, but more of a crossing position anyway.
for George is now Benadou and Ruse over the ball. Through in the wall. Whistle goes. It's Ruse. He whips in the ball. Good cross. Get it back again. Cross comes in. It's a high ball. Scott. Cleanly taken.
Well, he's not the tallest goalkeeper, Bon Scott, but he's got a clean pair of hands on him. That was a lovely take. Valenti. Schroen. Eyes up and spotting the run of Wesley Gibello. And Gibello almost around the goalkeeper. Bainham onto the second ball. Can't make anything of it. And Aidan Cyan had to be quick off his line there.
Well, I'm not sure if he was quick, he was hesitant. And then eventually got there first. And again, Will Bainham just finding space over the top as Diego gives away a foul to Ruse. But again, as they switch it over to the left-hand side.
It's headed back infield for Aaron Anderson. Another direct ball and Filer needs two swings at that to clear. Bell. Was that a handball against Connor Bell? It was.
As Georgopoulos now. Georgie's looked to move it quickly. They've got space on the left-hand side. He swings at it, but not enough on there.
Just put too much air underneath it there with Georgopoulos. It's Gibello riding one tackle, and eventually the referee will call it back for the initial offence. Schroen. Short for Gibello. Switch the point of attack through Larson and then Valenti. Diego. Finding a nice angle for Will Bainham between the lines. As Foligno on the overlap. Back to Will Bainham. Dom Foligno to cross into the first man and behind for a sixth Preston corner of the evening. And again, they turn to Adrian Valenti. Most of the corners have been from this right-hand side. Maybe a function of Wesley Gibello being so active. Seeing so much of the ball. Will be the former young Socceroo, Adrian Valenti, to take. In swinger. Connor Bell was waiting at the back post for the big volley. Nice footwork from Diego. Cross couldn't find a teammate. Oh, now Foligno has got a piece of Otman Benadou there.
Yeah, tactical foul there from Foligno. Had to slow it down.
It's going to be a yellow card as well. It's come out from Max Hanlon for Dom Foligno, the first of the night.
Tucker giving it away cheaply.
Bainham back to Schroen. Diego, there was an arm around the shoulder from Roos. And a yellow card for Lockie Roos. Well, Max Hanlon's decided enough is enough, and it's the second half. I'm going to start showing some cards.
Might open up the game a bit more.
Two tactical fouls in short succession. It's going to be Schroen. Foligno. Gibello. Schroen fizzes it across the park for Valenti, and now Luke Diego breaking into space down the left. It's off Sawada and away from danger from the Georgies defence. Larson. Anderson out to Valenti. And maybe it's got to have a bit of risk attached, especially with a two-man midfield, but Luke Jego making those line-breaking runs could be an avenue for Preston. Banging to the target, but the throw-in's not going to get to him. And then Connor Bell slightly clumsily leaves a leg dangling for Kosawada.
Filer just chips one over to Tucker. He's got 2 to beat. Good challenge there. Georgopoulos now.
Great challenge from Jego.
Not sure how is this offside, but either way, it's been given.
It's a slightly puzzling one. Matt Whelan has no idea what he's done wrong.
Georges now can build it out from the back. Haven't had a lot of possession in this second half. Another poor ball in a minute. Give it away cheaply.
Luke Jego. Oh, he's looking for the through ball for Whelan, who was just not on the same page at all.
Both teams giving it away. There's Tucker now in that pocket. Filer clears, but straight down the Strowan.
Strowan looking for Gibello. Has Benedetto on his blind side. Strowan nicking it back off Roos. Jego looking for width in Foligno. Foligno's early ball is offline. Tucker desperately looking for a free kick. Not going to get one.
Yeah, Geordie just need to play the simple football there.
Well, he went down in stages there. Nearly ended up handballing, I think. He's trying to stop it from going out so desperately. Larson for Strowan. Diego. Foligno. Georgie's getting good pressure on the ball there and hurrying Preston along. They keep the ball the home side. Bainham dropping very deep to combine with the midfield.
I think Georgie's might make a change here, Josh. It's Gandhi trying to spin around. Still going Gandhi, 3 to beat now. The challenge came in from Jego.
Oh, Luke Jego immediately signalling that he got the ball, but the referee disagreed. That's going to be 10 fouls conceded tonight for Preston.
O'Connell sends it forward. Georgopoulos, oh, it's bounced through. Benedetto holding it up there. Trying to put in a cross, but Preston deal with it, and that might force a change now. And Trevor Semakula looks to come on. Former Melbourne Knight. Coming off his number 8, Georgopoulos.
Oh, I've never seen Semakula play central midfield before, so don't know if that's a new role he's acquired this season or...
I think it's his first game. He's had an injury pre-season and hasn't had a lot of minutes.
Yeah, he came off the bench for Nick Sete
last week,
and that was... He's usually a forward, a wide player or a striker. So we'll see if that signals a change in shape for Georgies or a reshuffle of some sort. Maybe he will play in that attacking midfield role.
So a bit of pace from Semakula might get the spark going as Roos sends it forward. Preston deal with it.
Gibello going over. Matty Whelan pouncing. He's got Bell in the middle if he can find him. Instead, it's cut back for Marcus Schroen. Schroen, pass was off the mark. Yes. And picked off pretty easily too.
Yeah, some tired legs out there from Preston boys, as easily given away by Benadou.
Oh, Aaron Anderson, if you don't mind. Little Zidane-style roulette. And then it's onto the man from Marseille, Wesley Gibello, who grew up in that very city. Gave us Zinedine Zidane.
So it's not a corner. Interesting.
Apparently not. Preston incredulous here. Does it come back off Wesley Gibello there? It might have done, you know. Yeah, everyone was shaping up to take the corner, but they failed to pay attention to what the referees actually signalled. And both the assistant and the referee, quite rightly, pointed for a goal kick. Georgie's players didn't know it.
Yes.
Felino. Long throw drops to Bell. Connor Bell goes over. And the whistle does blow. Clumsy challenge from behind on the Geordie boy, Connor Bell. Three goals so far this season. All of them pretty spectacular. He'll shake off that contact. Take his place in the box with Preston's other attacking options. There's 6 players in the penalty area with red and black stripes. Valenti looking for Marcus Schroen! Preston finally break the deadlock, and it's a captain's goal for Marcus Schroen. Well, they've looked most likely off set pieces, and it was an inch-perfect delivery from Adrian Valenti to find the head of Schroen, who nets a vital goal.
We said it was coming. Georgies could not deal with any crosses coming in. And up steps the captain. Practically a free header there. Glides it past Sayan, and on the stroke of an hour, we finally got a goal, and hopefully that spurs on both sides. As we said, they constantly whipped in balls, and Georgia's time and time again could not deal with it, and that time they paid the price.
Well, Marcus Schroen, he's so dangerous in the air. Times his runs brilliantly into the box. He made a name for himself at Hume City and then South Melbourne, doing just that. And he scores his second goal of the season. And that will be a real boon for the confidence of these Preston players, who've looked a little stilted and not quite sure of themselves through the first half. It's been a massive improvement in the second. Luke Jego to swing it in. Matty Whelan attacking it. And there are injury concerns here for, is that Morgan Filer down on the deck?
Yeah. Practically lining up there, Preston, 2 players. Luaczewski has told him, send it in. Georgies aren't able to deal with it. He just sends Josh to pendulum has swung now, and Preston will look for a second and possibly a third.
When you've got calibre of those players attacking the box, you need quality service, and that's what Preston have lacked so far this evening, and until that beautiful cross from Adrian Valenti off the set piece, and then another great delivery from Jego a moment ago. Ball allowed to bounce. Anderson onto it.
trying to get something going here now. Good run here. Just had too many to beat.
It's Whelan. Knocks it down to Bell. Had to get out of each other's way in a hurry. Knock back to Schroen. Keeps the forward momentum going. Whelan around the corner. Brilliant ball. Connor Bell has Jabello in the middle. And somehow the net fails to bulge. It was a sweeping move, but Wesley Jabello couldn't quite find the finishing touch.
Now Preston now really just ramping up and going through the gears again. Connor Bell, beautiful ball in. Jabello, you've put your house on him that he was going to score that. Just went wide. Georgies really need to do something here to stop this momentum. Curry flicks it on. Oh, Semakula, it's kicked back. Scott has to clear. Georgies eased the pressure a little bit, but they need to get something, a shot on target here. As Preston now are really pushing for that second. Sawada. Ruse has to go back to Wardle. Got to be careful here. Sawada now out wide to Tucker. Gandhi made the run here. Just showed too much, and Schroen not taking any chances.
Oh, Caroline Springs able to dampen the enthusiasm of the Preston crowd.
This is where they need a pounce here.
You see Lockie Roos will just take his time over this corner and take the sting out of this game. They can feel the momentum swinging against them with this crowd rising behind Preston.
Near post, it's flicked on. Preston deal with it. Only as far as O'Connell. Squares it to Sawada. Got a bit of space in front of him. Gets around one. Still going Sawada. Gets it into the edge of the box now. Chips one out looking for the back. It's Curry! Oh, it's cleared off the line.
Goodness me. Preston living dangerously. And it's Dean Larson who comes to the rescue. It's the second goal line clearance we've seen tonight, both at that end. Russell Curry looked set to equalise.
That was a lot better there from Georgies, but Preston rock solid in defence as Ruse just tries to send it forward, flicked on by Curry.
It's going to be Bell for Foligno, who knocks it into space. Whelan, nice dink around the corner. Bell will elect to keep it in play. Larson. Valenti. Back to Bon Scott. Anderson. Now it's Preston looking to settle themselves after nerves were shredded at that Russell Curry chance. Larson for Jego. Anderson striding forward. Valenti finding Wesley Jabello. Preston yet to turn to their bench tonight. Georgies with just the one change. You can see Semakula is playing in central midfield. Which is a new role for him. At least based on his tenure at Melbourne Knights. Valenti for Jabello. Shields the ball well. Schroen. Very calm work from Schroen. Valenti staying pretty narrow. Anderson. Tucker. Easy interception, but Schroen is pressuring the touch.
Gandhi.
Slides everywhere in the middle of midfield there. Anyone's guess who the ball was going to end up with.
It was a lucky dip at that time as Sawada now short to Ruse. Georges now have to find something here. 20 minutes left at Geneseo Stadium. As Ruse just has a bit of a toe poke. Chiego clears. Got to be careful here.
Oh, Matty Whelan making something out of nothing here. And Whelan will go for goal. And Hayden Cyan was scrambling.
Oh.
The goalkeeper was well off his line there, and Whelan knew he had no one in support. May as well have a ping.
Filer. Haven't seen his long balls in this game. You know how he's capable of is Lucky Ruse. Lofts one over the top. Releases Tucker. The right back getting it into the box now, but solid work there from Valenti.
Gee, that's a good defensive challenge. One he really needed to make, Adrian Valenti. Tucker is still down on the deck. His first real foray forward. I don't remember him getting up the line too often this evening.
He usually does, but as Jabello switched to the left-hand side now, he's sort of had to play a different role as Preston looked to make a change.
It's going to be Andrea Roxandic. Had a bit of steel.
Can Georges find something here from the corner? High ball into the box, into the hot spot there. It's another corner. Really no one attacking it there. There's two Preston players colliding.
It's Will Bainham having a stretch and nick something on that. The referee wanted the substitutes away from behind the goal while Georges were taking a corner.
It's Ruse again, near post, flicked on. Oh. And that's going to be a goal kick.
There's Tucker with a little touch at the near post and then a sharp intake of breath as the home crowd watched it whistle wide. Now we get the board up for a Preston change. And Will Bainham is going to be taken off here. And Preston, I think, are going to revert to a 4-3-3 with Andrea Roxandic at the base of midfield. Well, it's been a bit of a frustrating night for Will Bainham all in all. He had his one big-headed chance, but saw precious little of it in the penalty area. Was forced to drop deeper in search of possession. He's always a willing worker. And Roxandic, ever dependable. Been around since the very early days of Lugatsevski's long reign here at Preston. Oh, 15 minutes or so to go. Preston in the lead and looking for a second as Luke Jego was almost set free down the right. Hooked away by Waddle. I think it could have been so much more comfortable if Wesley Jabello had found the target. Instead, we've got very much a live prospect on our hands. Russell Curry so close to an equaliser for Georgies. It's a real battle here at BT, Connor. Matt Whelan crowded out. Roxandich. And Preston will pick this one off. With Curry the only Georgies player advanced into the opposition half when that ball was played. Anderson. Speculative ball. And Whelan tried the killer pass before getting the rebound and playing the simple one to Luke Jego, who advances. Luke Jego! Are you kidding me? What an incredible finish from the midfield magician. Luke Jego picks out the top corner, and Preston are 2 to the good. Bon Scott has run the length of the pitch to celebrate.
Absolutely phenomenal there. Jego, far too much space, and he knew what he was going to do. He was going to cut back on his right. He just looked at it and said, I'm going for it. And what a peach. Just curled it enough and puts it in the back of the net. As water will come off and Aiden Brown comes on. But Preston there just had far, far too many options up top, and Luke Jego, that's why he's so clinical and so good. That's why Luatsevsky got him. With finishes like that, he's paid his price nicely. What a goal.
A moment of inspiration from Luke Jego. As Jenna Steele Stadium rocking.
As Filer goes wide to Simakula, now playing on that right-hand side. And nothing seems to be going right now for the Georgies. As Tucker now to bring it in right in front of the Preston bench. Goes back to Filer. Georgies have just over 10 minutes left to go here to try to salvage something. Otherwise they're going to have to go back home to a loss. As Tuck offered the run, but Filer ignored him. Eventually goes to him. Ruse gets out of trouble. Lost one out to Brown. Was looking for Simakula, but Filer just gets an up and under as Sawada got up high and gives away a foul there. Might have just taken the wind out of him.
That was Sawada who conceded the free kick, but he's come off a bit worse for wear there. Just landing on top of Matt Whelan. Eric Vasiliadis thinks the free kick should have gone the other way. And Preston are going to make a double change. Delano Ferro and Benji Livdikos enter the fray. Connor Bell and Wesley Gibello are replaced. So changes on both flanks. Imagine Leviticos will play wide right. It was his original position before he was converted to a fullback in his time at Preston. He'll still crop up there every now and again. And Wesley Gibello has put in a shift tonight. Didn't get the goal. Perhaps his performance may have deserved, but he was Preston's bright spark throughout the first half and really gave his fullback a torrid time. Great to see Delano Ferro fit again. The reigning Sasha Ognanovsky medalist for best and fairest at the Preston Lions. And Luke Jego lining it up again. He couldn't do it again, could he?
Well, when he put an absolute brilliant goal before, why not try again? And Georges cannot contain him. As Cyan now having to deal with the crowd behind him as Mrs. Curry, Gandhi, Ruse sends it forward, but really no one home, and it's an easy ball for Preston.
Scott to clear. Leviticos climbing well. Maybe the smallest player on the park, but he's got a decent spring.
As Ruse got 2 to beat here. Trying to spin out of trouble. Gets it to Tucker. Great tackle there. And it'll be a throw for Preston.
Gee, Preston fans love that from Delano Ferro.
As clean as you like.
He's not bad defensively. He's filled in as a makeshift left back for a good chunk of last season and ended up winning the best and fairest with at least half the campaign coming as an inverted left back.
Georges now as a tackle comes in from Leviticos. Under 10 minutes to go here. Preston really showed their class tonight with 2 good quality goals. As Lockie Ruse trying to find something. Showed too much of the ball.
It's picked off by Roxandich. He releases Leviticos down the right, and he's going to turn on the Jets. Away goes Benji, but too much to do, and then sliding in from behind. Well, the last thing Benji Leviticos needs is another yellow card. He's got 3 already this season.
Tucker cuts into the middle now, trying to look for option, but has nothing in front. Concedes to Filer. O'Connell with a bit of space on the left-hand side. Goes over the top, looking for Gandhi.
It's well defended by Anderson. Schroen's cushioned header for Roxandich. Finds Felino, just wrong footing Matt Whelan.
Brown took a heavy touch.
Don't know if you caught that over our FX, Mike, but some very enthusiastic barracking from the Georges bench for Aidan Brown. Flicked on by Whelan, then Leviticos puts one in the air for Delano Ferro to contest.
Eric Vasiliadis just trying to get his charges going. You just feel like if they can get one, the pressure's back on Preston, but at the moment, doesn't look like they're even going to get one as Leviticos just gives away a foul. Sawada in the middle of the park here. Playing a different role tonight.
Leviticos thought it was all shoulder-to-shoulder contact.
Cross into the box, but cleared by Preston.
He's never scored for Preston, Benji Leviticos. He's been here since 2019. Might be as good a chance as he gets getting a stint up front at the moment.
And that one's going to go straight to Bon Scott.
This feels as if Georgies have run out of puff here. Again, 1 goal is all you need and the momentum can swing, but that second one feels like a backbreaker.
Gandhi trying to create something here and put up a fight in the remainder minutes. As he gets away from his marker, puts it out wide, but not enough on there.
Valenti very positive. Schroen looking for Valenti. Just telegraph that pass.
Brown now. Lovely ball. Semakula can still go. Whips in a low cross into the box. Schroen can clear. Ruse. Georgie sending everyone in. That one just cleared, and Milano will send it forward.
Sfolino looking for Whelan. Very confident from O'Connell, but it'll do the job.
You know that Hayden Sands not the favourite away player this evening, is getting jeered every time he touches the ball. There's Tucker. Under 5 minutes to go here, and just feels like there's no steam left in the Georges outfit as they're sending everyone forward now. Filer in the middle of the park. Preston have everyone back. He lost one into the box, brought down by Curry. Can he get it? Oh, shot off. Scott clears.
Well, Preston have got an injury in the back line here. Anderson is down hurt. And Max Hanlon will stop play, and they're signalling for maybe a groin or a hip injury. There's two players on the deck now. Plenty of work for the physio to do. Meanwhile, double change, or changes for both sides coming up, I should say. I think we've had a change of shirt number on the Georgies bench.
It's 11, Ross Vasiliades coming on.
There we go. Listed as 8 last week, so on he comes, and Brandon Lawton is the man summoned to replace Aaron Anderson. Oh, Don Felino, I think, has come off. Quite right. So straight swap at right fullback then. Brandon Lawton, more than capable of playing there. Right fullback in his Melbourne Victory days, though he prefers midfield. Preston's going to return possession to Georgies here. Or maybe not. I guess it was a Preston ball. Whelan certainly contested that. Late contact coming in from Leviticos.
Very lucky not to be in the books. It's his third challenge so far. Mikey Ruse now. Can he find something? A late consolation goal here for Georgies. The cross comes in, it's deep. It's headed down.
Just off Morgan Filer there, but couldn't get his angles right. You see Preston just managing the game now, trying to slow things down and see this one out. Two 2-0 looks maybe more comfortable than it's been. It's been a lot of plugging away, a real hard slog for Preston this evening, but they've separated themselves with a few moments of real quality. Lawton skipping forward, sidesteps a challenge and finds Schroen, and then Jego long and up the line.
Simakula now, chance to make a run. He's got 2 to beat. Gets it into the middle. Jego comes in to help. Farrow giving away a foul there. Georgie's move it along quickly now. Tucker looking to cut back on his right. Gets it on the edge of the box. Squares a chance here. Shot comes in from Ruse. Just had too much on there. And that's been their story this evening. Not clinical in front of goals. And they're paying the price.
Well, it was a flashy attempt from Lockie Roos. He's more than capable of scoring a spectacular. I wonder whether the chip was really the best option in that position, but it's going to be 5 minutes on the board coming up for stoppage time.
Semakula twisting and turning, needs a bit of help. Roos just flicks it over the top. Semakula now. Oh, just had too much on there. Kept in by Benadou. Solid defending here by Preston, and that's been the story this evening. Just far too good in the back line.
Very calmly done by Brandon Lawton. Pharaoh. Luke Jego. What's he got left in the tank? All taken out by Aiden Brown, who's going to go into the book as well.
Smart play there from Jego. As you said, nothing left in the tank.
You can see he looked a little heavy-legged, bursting into space. As well he might be. He's made a fair few lung-busting runs in those situations tonight and scored a fabulous goal. But he just showed all his experience there. Former Victory man who's played for Green Gully overseas for Florida SK in Norway. Plenty of professional experience and sucked in young Aiden Brown into an unnecessary foul. Valenti's going to send it in. Not too many committed for Preston. Schroen losing his footing.
Seems that part of the ground, everyone's been slipping.
Schroen. Well, it's looking very lush and green after all the rain we've had, but Leviticos. Back to Lawton, and now Schroen. Lawton was offside.
Well, Josh Preston, who do they have next week?
Coming up, Melbourne City on Sunday the 21st, 3 p.m. kickoff at Casey Fields. City have recently inaugurated their new City Football Academy down there, so there's brand spanking new facilities that have all been finished off.
They're currently down 3-1 at the moment against Northcote.
There's Whelan. And one for Delano Pharaoh to chase. Tucker retreating. Did he pull him back there? And a yellow card shown to Jordan Tucker.
Yeah, not required there from Geordie Tucker. He just needed to get behind him. Gives away a foul. Another chance here for Preston to milk more time off the clock. Georgies have to play at home against Bentley, which will be a very tough game for them.
Make the keeper come is the message from Louis Atsevsky in the dugout. Jego. And Cyan does come and needs 2 attempts to claim. You can see why Louis Atsevsky was keen to force the goalkeeper into action.
Roos now in the middle of the park. As everyone, home fans want the whistle to go. I think the Georgie away fans want it as well, as Curry making a deep run. Referee waves him along.
And Leviticos conceding yet another free kick. And he's in the book. Well, it's been coming for Benji Leviticos. 4 yellow cards and he's 1 away from a suspension.
is now, you would say, is probably the final kick of the game. Cross comes in. It's flicked on. That's off the post and in. It's a late consolation goal. And Georgie's left it very late.
Morgan Filer on the end of that one.
Well, he's scored a couple of goals a few weeks ago. And I could say it's a late consolation goal.
It's a magnificent header from Morgan Filer. Credit where credit's due. Georgie's reducing the deficit. How long do they have left? No time at all is the answer. Max Hanlon brings this one to a close. And after a pretty tepid first half, this second half has really come to life. Preston Lions take all 3 points. They flex their muscles and a few real quality attacking moves with a difference. It was Marcus Schroen with a fine header off an Adrian Valenti free kick to open the scoring. Russell Curry had the big chance to equalise. It was cleared off the line by Dean Larson. And then Luke Jego with the difference maker. A spectacular curling effort from outside the box that clipped the inside of the post on its way. Georgie's responding deep into stoppage time with what proved only a consolation through Morgan Filer. With a cracking contest this evening, a second half. It was really end-to-end, Alex.
Yeah, it was, and credit to you guys to Preston. They attacked Aiden Sands' goal, and it paid off in the end. They obviously, Luatsevsky used all his years' experience and knew that that's where they could get a goal, and they did. Second goal, as you said, Josh, that was just a sublime. Luke Jego knew what he was doing, just the composure to pull it off in the end. And Georgie's, they'll look at it, and it's unfortunately another loss for them. They have stepped up into the top league in VPL 1, and they really, just at the moment, need to find themselves. They don't know where they're at, and this loss is going to hurt because they really, at times, showed something but not enough, and Preston just took advantage of it.
Well, a big thank you for joining us here on the Preston Lions live stream and on the Caroline Springs George Cross Facebook page as well. From a Preston perspective, we'd like to thank Ozone Shield Protection, today's matchday sponsor, for making this broadcast possible. My name's been Josh Parrish, joined here today by Alex Sivkorovsky. Alex, pleasure to have your company tonight.
Thank you, Josh. It's my pleasure. It's fantastic to work with you.
Well, we'll sign off here and leave you with these scenes of celebration. Preston Lions, the victors tonight. The score 2-1.